Music. Cool. What's up? If you're tuning into this, welcome to my live stream. Just want to say Merry freaking Christmas to all y'all who are tuning in. So, I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, but happy holidays and all that. But yeah, you guys probably have never seen this side of my stream, most likely. This is the area that I just built this yesterday actually, but this is the area where I do most of my work. Not gonna lie, like working in the other corner over there, like with the books and all that, it gets kind of it's a little bit much sometimes. So let me lower this volume a little bit. But yeah, just want to check in and just do a stream. And I know for myself, I've been really bad at posting videos, like really, really bad. But yeah, this week I actually spent a lot of time planning out my content calendar, and I have a lot of different types of content that's going to come out. So I think you guys will enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun too. Oh man, it's been so long since I used this software. I don't even know. Hold on. Oh yeah, we got the OG in the house. Armor Ghost, what's going on, brother? It's been forever since I've seen your name, man. And I'm so glad that you're tuning in. How's your holidays going? What is your plan, Armor Ghost? But yeah, like I've been getting a lot of comments about people like saying they're missing the Sunday streams I used to do and all that. And there's a few reasons why I don't do them as much anymore. It's like, one, I love interacting with my group. Like I love interacting with the core group, but you know, dealing with trolls sometimes isn't the most fun thing in the world. And then the second thing is like that time that I'm using on the live streams, I could create better, more high quality type of videos too. So there's that. Armored Ghost says video lagging. Oh, maybe. I'm not sure if it's from my end. Let me try to do this. Is it pretty severe, by the way, Armored Ghost? Let me see. Yeah, it's always kind of tough streaming here, and plus I have like a pretty high quality stream going. So let me see if I can decrease the quality coming out. Hold on for a second. I have a new by the way, I actually have a new software too, or actually hardware. I'm going to do a video review on, but where is it? I'm trying to look for it. Probably because it's like streaming at super high quality. This is like the quality that I usually stream from my computer and stuff. So let's take a look. Switcher is connected. This is let's see. Let me see if I can reduce the media quality, because it's really high. It's like, honestly, when I record on these things, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but honestly, when I record on these things, my files are like 30 gigabytes and all that. It's pretty insane. So let me kind of I'll just do regular streaming high. Maybe that will help maybe that'll help a little bit. So let me know if this is any better. I'm trying to keep the quality as high as I can, but my upload speed might not be that great right now. So that's why there's like a bit of video lag too. But yeah. In terms of like holidays and whatnot, kind of curious what you guys are doing. Usually around this time, every single year, I actually just got back from my retreat recently. And let me just check one thing. I'm going to check how bad the video lagging is. This is probably another reason why I don't do Sunday streams as much anymore. Thank you, Alexa. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that you've been busy. Lots of work. There's been a lot of work on my end too. So I think everybody's kind of on that similar grind at the moment. Let me kind of disconnect my Alexa at the moment. So let me see. Video better now? Okay, cool. Good. Thank you, Armor Ghost. Really appreciate it. Yeah, but in terms of like the what I've been up to more recently, I actually just got back from my retreat. My friend actually gifted me a nice hotel on off the strip, and so I was there for like 5 days. Had the chance to kind of plan out my year, some of the launches I've done, and just replanning my life. You know, I have to say, ever since moving to Vegas, it's been one of the best decisions in my life because it's kind of slowed everything down. It made me reprioritize a lot in my life, eliminate the things that don't really matter anymore. I was looking at my last year goals, and I'm like, man, I was so like I had so much stuff I wanted to get done. But these days, like, there's not that much, but my focus is more intense these days, I guess, right? Not only on making revenue, but just my daily activities. I do jujitsu every day, sometimes twice a day. I teach jujitsu, like I'm a blue belt still, but I teach people like some of the 10 planet stuff. I coach students now for sales and training. I do business development. It's really, really fun. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm just focusing on YouTube and writing these days too. So I'm in a much better place. Relationship wise, I'm kind of getting prepped up to, maybe start dating again. I don't know if I'm going to start dating again. Definitely not for a little bit. I still want to take some time just to enjoy this single time, enjoy like the routine I'm in, because I'm really, really in a good place right now. Armaghost is talking about the Zeta scary. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like a lot of my friends, well, some of my family members, they're very concerned about all the variants coming out, but I don't know. Like, there's only so much we can do, and I try to be very mindful about like the people around me, especially my uncle and whatnot. He's a little bit older, and so like just spending a little bit more time to kind of, I don't know, be just a little bit more mindful has really helped out my uncle too. So there's that. Do you see weird inflation or market distortions in Nevada? Are you talking about like everyday consumer items? Perhaps. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy. I mean, like, in terms of inflation, I've seen things like going up like $1. Meat has been really, really, well, not really expensive, but it's gone up quite significantly, like almost $5 per pound. And so it's been pretty, I'm noticing those type of things. Gas, it's been fluctuating quite a bit. It's been hovering around $3.50 at Costco, $4 if you're like out not going to Costco and stuff. So that's those are kind of the weird inflation type of things. So yeah, I guess I have seen some interesting things right there. Let's see. Let me go into my comments and stuff like that. Cool. So yeah, I guess okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just checking the stream right now. It looks like it's good. It looks like the quality's much better because it was shit in the bed earlier. Not gonna lie. Some other cool things I'm doing, at least at the start of the year, is I'm taking Casey Neistat's filmmaking course. So that should be very, very interesting. I'm doing that, and I'm also taking a writing course too. So I've been really diving deep back into writing again. And it just makes me a lot happier to do things like writing too. Like, it's been a while since I've written an article for like Refugee Hustle or anything like that. And just diving back into that, like, honestly warms my soul up so much. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I've also like, I think on my retreat too. On my retreat, I also shot a video for myself next year. So I'm going to react to it next year. And I shot a video last year too, man. And I was just thinking about all the struggles and pain that I went through this year and how different my life is now. I'm truly like, it's been a really, really rough year, but I'm glad to know that I came out a better person and just really investing into my mental health and self-care and all that too. What's on Kevin's Christmas dinner plan? Bro, so since moving to Nevada, I've been actually pretty good with my diet. Like, I've lost about about when I left California, I was about 215, 220-ish. Now I'm down like to 195, 190. I fluctuate a little bit. I've been sitting around 195 for the last like month or two. But man, this week I was eating like kind of like I was eating all you can eat hot pot. I was eating all you can eat sushi. Dude, I've been loving sushi a lot. Like the hand rolls and stuff. I've been loving that. That's one of my favorite things. What else I eat? I went to Wicked Spoon at Cosmo. It's not as good anymore. And I try to go to Win and stuff like that, but it was just so ridiculous. So in terms of dinner plans today, I don't really have any. I have a few friends in town. So I might go visit them. They're going to watch Cirque du Soleil, but I'm not really into that sort of stuff. So might do that. Might grab some pho. I don't know yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to do something like super fancy or just keep it low key. I just literally just broke my fast right before the stream. I took some green juice and had some green juice and had some coffee just now. I was having a kind of a late start. Like for some reason I had early morning insomnia. I woke up at 1 a.m. this morning, and that was really, really rough. So there's that. But I don't know, man. I've been also enjoying like, dude, there's a lot of steak and egg specials in the Vegas area and like prime rib specials. I've been kind of touring around those type of things too. But I don't know what's on the dinner plan today. Maybe I'll go back to hot pot. Like hot pot, last time when I did hot pot at Shibuya, like it's different from California, but I was trying to go to this place called Nabe in Vegas, which is really, really good too. But it's always like 2-3 hour wait minimum, and I'm just like, your boy's not about that life. But yeah. What's Kevin's holiday shopping like? Minimal? Ooh, boy. In terms of holiday shopping, I gifted out a few books to a few close friends. For me personally, I actually bought some new production stuff. So right now I have a Tiffin lens on this camera. So this is my secondary camera. I'm thinking about picking up maybe another camera too, for the other set. But I'm really loving the Panasonic line. Like, I think like when I first started doing YouTube, like these cameras were so expensive, but now like something like as simple as the GH5 is like only like $1,000, $1,200. It's like really, really cheap for such a great camera. And for my use, it's perfect, but I don't really do that much shopping in general. I try not to, just because like for me, I'm just getting back on the investing train again. I took a few like years off just to focus on the business, but now that cash flow is a lot better now. And I'm starting to get recurring, like I'm helping my friend grow his business. And then one of my other friends, he's starting a lead generation agency. So I'm really hoping and wishing the best for him. He wants me to focus on business development for him too. And so it's been really, really fun, in terms of that, but yeah, not so much. Maybe I'll invest in some crypto later or just the traditional stuff too. I mean, like I'm a big component of, like not going balls to the wall on any one singular investment too. So there's that. But what else did I buy? I bought a lot of lights. So I actually, so you're seeing this set right now, and this is like my working set. And so I bought a bunch of smart lights. So I have one smart light over here. I'm buying another lamp over here. I'm buying like a few things for the top over here too, just to kind of have a different set when I want to shoot a more like chill video, or if I do a work with me type of video. That's what that's for too. So, but yeah, I'm not a big shopper. Although I'm not gonna lie, your boy, when those M1 Max MacBooks came out, I was like, dog, I need to get one. But I want to hit a few milestones, right, before doing that. Although it'll probably save me a lot of time in terms of editing, but I was thinking about like, how would my life be really different if I didn't have these M1s and stuff like that too. So yeah. You should decorate your background with a Asian war sword. Dog, I should. Home defense, and I should have like a fucking samurai sword or some shit like that, like a legit one. Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to sell a lot of stuff too, dude. Like more recently, just getting back on the selling train, and I wanted to kind of like sell on Facebook Marketplace again. It actually really helps me because I have a lot of stuff, and sometimes it's not always needed. And then like it's crazy. I had an order, like I posted up something from months and months ago. I fulfilled it not too long ago, and it was like someone actually bought it. I'm like, oh, perfect, right? And ever since then, I've been really, really big on selling like stuff that you don't need. I'm gonna go through all my books this year too, and kind of sell some of the books too, or maybe give them away on this channel. I don't know yet. Ghost says, "Merry Christmas, Kevin." 100. I love it. The Ghost, so funny. I love your name because that's actually one of my favorite moves in jiu-jitsu. The Ghost and whatnot. So yeah, I love it. I've heard move people than ever, more people than ever are single and never getting married. Do you see society changing in daily life because of this? Yeah. I'm actually doing a video. Hold on. Let me show you. Yo, your boy is actually doing a video on this book. It's really hard to get this book, by the way. Like, I ordered it from my friend. I couldn't find it on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon a while ago, but it was talking about all the pains of actually like dating in the modern age. It talks about some of this book is like really good. I'm going to review it so you guys can like see if it's good for you or not. But it's actually been very, very insightful, and I want to share my biggest insights from that book. But it was talking about all the technological struggles that we have, the paradox of choice. There's a lot of different there's a lot of things, and I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes wonder, I don't think it's gonna happen to me, but I sometimes wonder if I keep on heading down my trajectory and not dating and not resolving some of my previous, like, I don't want to say trauma, but previous experiences and beliefs about dating, well, I die single, right? And that's something I really don't want, right? So yeah, but I do see a lot of my friends these days, like even the girl I last dated, she didn't want to have a family or kids or anything like that. So I definitely see a lot more people our age deciding not to have kids. And it's expensive to have kids. It's a lot of responsibility. I look at my friends who are just popping out kids right now. I see their face drain, bro. Like drain because of the kids. So, but after doing a lot of thinking, I still want to start a family and all that too. Spoke on your live stream a couple months back about the CSULB reference from Pre-Pharmacy Club. Oh, awesome, man. Kevin goes ball to a wall with his lady clients. Pay him up front. You know, it's really funny. I've been getting a lot of female clients recently. Not a lot per se, but like quite a bit. Especially with the demographic of this like channel. I'm really, really surprised too. Like I get a lot of inquiries about like coaching and all that sort of stuff too, and even digital marketing. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like women, like this is obviously generalizing, but the thing about women too is like one of the things that I do on sales calls and stuff. I wouldn't say so much for my coaching, but more so for like business development. Women business owners tend to, the trend I notice is that women business owners tend to listen more. They tend to be open to kind of seeing what the main problem is. Whereas like sometimes if you're working with like someone who's a driver, very alpha and whatnot, they're really stubborn about like this being this being the main problem. For example, like maybe they think their problem is Facebook ads and they're so dead set on it. But the real problem is their website actually sucks. The ads are actually working and it's not converting on the back end, right? That's a trend I've noticed too, but it's pretty funny. Bob Dole, oh, thanks, bro. Thanks for a super chat, man. I really appreciate you so much, man. Kev, been so busy with work, but glad you're still on the grind. Hope you enjoy your holidays and continue to stay healthy and safe for 2022. I appreciate you so much, Bob Dole. I know you've been a long time viewer of this channel, and I'm just so glad that you appreciate my content. You see the work that goes behind it. Dude, there's a lot of work that goes behind a YouTube channel and building out the processes on the back end too. Like making sure that what everything I do these days, I just try to make it as easy as a lift as possible. And then like I have to deal with like for example, I'll talk about this some other time, but there's like a lot of things that happen, and going through Ali Abdal's program just made me just like kind of stop everything and just take a look at where do I want my channel direction to go? Who are the people I really like? What's the brand vision that I have? And I don't want to say it was like really scarring. Well, not scarring, but it was a lot of work just to think all of that. It requires a lot of brain, and I feel like now I'm actually in a good direction of where I want my channel to be, and what kind of content I want to create, right? I was looking at like some of the most viewed content this year, and a lot of it was like things on inbound closing and things for like Nova Patra and stuff like that. Those are some of my highest pharmacy videos. Optometry actually ranked for pretty high this year too. But I was like, okay, so I rank high for these things, but I don't want people, like if it helps, if those videos help people, that's great. Like that's the primary goal. But if the people I want to subscribe to me, I don't want them to like me for like the things I do. I want them to like me for me, my personality, and the values I stand for too. And that's really what I want going forward in 2022 with this YouTube channel, and just thinking about like, okay, how do I take this more seriously as a business for my YouTube channel? Because for a while I was just doing it as like an artist type of thing. I was like this expression and all that sort of stuff. But what's the intersection where, I can get a high CPM, right? Add value to, most importantly, people like you that are watching this, right? Or to either returning people or new audience. And more importantly, the most important thing is like making sure I don't burn how do I find content where I am truly happy and fulfilled with too at the same time, that I'm proud to put out. It's really funny recently, like, and if I can create more of those videos, I actually got this I was talking to Thomas Frank recently, and he was just, he was like, yeah, sometimes it's not about the views. It's about creating content that you're truly proud of. And if you do that enough times, then eventually one of your videos will go viral, and then you'll build a loyal following too. So that's really important. Anyways, I went on a side tangent too. What's your opinion on the field of CRNA, certified registered nurse anesthetist? They make 200 to 220 per year, pretty much make as much as MDs. High liability. I have a few friends that do it. Yeah, like I think it's pretty solid if you can see yourself doing it. I don't really have a strong opinion about it. But I do have a few friends that kind of went down that route too. Any medical job might be wrapped up in the pestilence nonsense. Yes. Peter Investor M says, Merry Christmas to you. I sub to you when you collab with Wealth Engineering. I like your content. Appreciate you, Peter Investor. If you don't know who Wealth Engineering is, he is actually a close friend, man. Like I would consider him a pretty dope person. Like it was the first time I met him in real life. He actually recommended. Oh man. Oh yes. When I was going through some really rough times emotionally with the relationship stuff, he recommended this book to me, so I picked that up. He also did my numerology reading too, which was really funny. If you guys don't know, I'm like really, this year I kind of dove into spirituality, numerology, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, like he did my reading too, which was really, really funny. But appreciate you, Peter. Thank you. How many kids do you think you want? Good question. I think two is really great. Even one is just fine too. I don't know. Like, I don't really have like a set goal of kids. I mean, it's going to be like talking to my partner too, but there is quite a bit of responsibility with kids too. And I think as I talk to my friends too, that's the number one thing that comes up. It's like, oh man, now I'm actually responsible for someone now, and can I actually handle this responsibility? I think that's a thing that's in the back of my head at all times. And why did my music stop? Hold on, let me play this again. I gotta add more songs to this. But yeah, like that's always in the back of my head in terms of like responsibility, becoming an adult. If there's one thing I kind of learned through business too, is like you'll never feel ready when you're launching a new product or doing anything new. You just kind of have to just run with it, trust your gut, and just be like, I'm smart enough to figure this out. And even if I can't figure it out, I'm resourceful enough to find the right people who can help me out and figure it out. So that's how I feel about kids. Obviously, when that moment happens, I'm going to be scared shitless. I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee that I'll be scared shitless. But a little fear is always good, you know. I think like right now though, like I've been through a lot of emotional ups and downs. JC or Wealth Engineering was actually doing my numerology reading, and he was saying like I'm actually headed toward the next pinnacle of my life where I'm going to be like really focused on power and money, and there's only going to be two routes. I'm going to be ballin' or I'm going to be dead broke, right? So there's no in between with that. I thought it was very interesting. And what was really interesting during my conversation with Wealth Engineering too, I know I'm going on a tangent right now, but things like numerology, spirituality, all these readings, tarot readings and stuff, whether it's true or not, it doesn't really matter. The thing is, it always forces, like the one thing I really like about these readings, because it helps me kind of reflect on my life and see what has been true, what hasn't been true, and kind of like the potential outcomes that I could have in life, right, based off my strengths and whatnot. I found it very helpful, that numerology reading, just to have a sense of direction in my life. What Wealth Engineering was saying was that I was meant to be a master leader, meaning like it's going to be very, very hard, but it's different from a regular leader who just like is very driven, but like there's the empathetic part of that's what makes the master part, and dedicating my life toward helping people, leading people toward a different direction. In terms of that vision of what I want to lead people to, I don't know, but I don't think I really need to find out. I think the more videos I put out, the more things I do, it'll just naturally unfold, right? That's just sometimes, like, I think that's one thing this year I've kind of learned, is just being okay not knowing everything, being okay not having everything figured out, being okay not having a specific plan for everything. Like, I think like that's the point of the retreat, was like I took a step back. I have a plan now, but just like not getting so obsessed over that one plan, being open to other different things and letting serendipity take its place, allowing space to fill in my schedule. Like I only work 2 to 3 hours per day, like these days, if that. Sometimes I work more, right? Like right now I'm going through like a push phase through my coaching, because I'm building out all my slide decks and all that. It's a lot of work, and planning out my content and setting up interviews with my students, right? But I know it'll eventually get much easier too. So let's go back to comments. Sorry. What are top things Asian parents should focus on raising their kids? Actually, David So had a really, really great podcast about it, and I agree with a lot of what David So says. Like, if you guys don't know, I'm actually a really big like David So type of fan, I guess. I really like the things that he says a lot. And let me turn this up a little bit. So I think, like, you know, Asian culture is very like top down, ordering people around, right? But I wish what Asian parents would, at least like my parents, focus on. And my mom was really good at it. My dad wasn't so much, right? But being able to empower your children to make better decisions, being able to instill confidence rather than just like, listen to me, this is, if you follow my directions, you'll be successful. Rather than doing that, helping kids, like helping when I was a child, I wish I had more encouragement. I wish that mental health was a lot more focused on. I wish I felt a lot more supported with. I feel like a lot of Asian parents, they don't support their children, you know, with what they want to do and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not the parents' decision like they're gonna probably die before their kids. That's how the circle of life works, right? But they don't have to suffer the consequences. And if Asian families were less like dictatorship like and had more empathy and listened more, if we could combine those two things of that work ethic that us Asians have, and then combine the empathy part, I think that would make like that. I wish Asian parents would focus on that a lot more. Kevin Nahar said, Kevin, are you going back to pharmacy? I don't anticipate going back to pharmacy ever. I don't anticipate it, but I've been a lot more fluid and open to different things, right? If things open up, if there's a good opportunity, maybe. Just for context, recently there was like a strike at one of these major companies and stuff, and they were looking for pharmacists. They were paying their pharmacists $260 per hour. I was thinking about going back just for like, because it's only temp, right? Just going back, collecting a bag, buying more runway. But then I was like, Kevin, do you really want to do this? I'm like, not really. And what is it really costing me by doing this, right? A lot of people just focus on the money, right? But they don't focus on like, okay, how's this going to impact the rest of my life? Like, I'll be out of the jiu-jitsu gym, something that makes me really, really happy. It's going to take away time from my coaching students who I already committed to. Is it really going to make me that much more money? It might actually cost me more money, because for every, like, if I can take more calls for my friends' marketing agency, if I can do a lot of different things, right, then it's actually costing me money, not making me money too. And then the stress, and then dealing with like the things about the pharmacy, it just doesn't make sense at this time. Now, like, this isn't to say like never. Maybe if I have kids, if I want to generate some quick cash, maybe if I want to do some consulting, maybe I would consider it. But I think that's the thing. I've been more open to like, in my younger years, I was very absolute, like this or that. Like, I'd rather fucking die than go back to pharmacy. But I'm not like that as much anymore. There's a time and place, and really at the end of the day, it comes to thinking about like, what's the core problem am I trying to solve by going back to pharmacy? And really at this point in my life, there's nothing. Cash flow, it doesn't really help that much. Any sort of that's like, it takes up my time, which is the most important thing, right? Like, what, maybe I work 40 hours. Well, let's say if I were to reach out for brand deals for this channel, or create another offer, a digital marketing offer, not even for myself, but for a friend, right, who has a really great skill, how much would that cost me, right? So it's like thinking about those type of things. Is the video lagging briefly for anyone else? Video mostly good, just intermittent lag for me at some points, random. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, honestly, Vegas internet is pretty crap. We have one of the highest plans, and like it still lags like a motherfucker, dude. I'm really sorry, Armor Ghost. Peter, I saw that you read a lot. What are top 3 books on business? Have you read Sun Tzu Art of War? I have read Sun Tzu Art of... Well, have I read Sun Tzu? Not completely, actually. I haven't read his Sun Tzu Art of War. It's on my list. I have it. I believe I have it somewhere in my library. But let's see. In terms of top books on business, I'll link it too. Hold on. Let me grab it. Might as well. I'll tell you the 3 books I brought on my recent retreat, and then you guys can take a look at it too. Hold on for a second. And why don't I just pull it up on my screen too? Hold on. And is there any particular type of business that you're looking to start or anything like that? I actually did a video on this. I just literally shot a video like at my hotel on this, but here's a really good one. Hold on. Let's close this. I really need to get that M1 Mac, dude. That'd be really, really cool to get that M1 Mac. Oh God, M1 Max. Okay, so there's one book. So keep in mind, like for this recommendation, I really prefer simple things. Like I'm not a huge person on like really. I've learned to, as I gotten older, I've learned to appreciate like really simple things, right? So let me create this link. This one's called Business. I'll leave it in the chat. Business Made Simple. This is a really good book. It's by Donald Miller. He also wrote Story Branding. I really like this book a lot. There's another book. This one was actually introduced to me this year, and it helped me. Like I've helped a few people create their offers and stuff. Where is it? Let's see. Oh yes, there's this other great book by Alex Hormozy. And if you have a particular business, this would probably help like me a lot. But I'm just giving you the ones that are relevant to my life and the industry I'm in of digital marketing, offers, all that sort of stuff. So hold on, let me delete some of this stuff. It's like really slowing down my computer. There's this book called 100 Million Offers. 100 Million Offers. How to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no to. Okay, there's this book of I really like 100 Million Offers because it talks about, a lot of people rely on like having good sales skills, but when you have a really great offer that is so compelling that you don't really need to sell, like what you're offering sells itself, right? Then you don't need to rely on persuasion skills and whatnot. And then the final book I really like that I brought on my trip was this book by Jay Abraham. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm just trying to pull it up. This one's about positioning by Jay Abraham. I always freaking screw up this name too. And I'll explain exactly why I'm recommending all three of these books. I'm just pulling it up right now. Getting everything you can out of all you've got. Okay, cool. Got this one. Grab the link for this. Cool. Great. So like the reason why I like these books is because like for Business Made Simple, right? Business Made Simple, it just breaks down everything in a very simple way. It gives you everything that you need to launch your business. And it's just good basic fundamentals. Sometimes the problem isn't like necessarily knowledge. It's just execution. And the more friction that we add by making things more complicated will slow our progress down in terms of business. So that's the first one I recommend. Second one I said was $100 million offers, how to make offers so good people feeling stupid saying no to. This is a really great book. It actually helped me kind of really think about what does my target market want and how do I make something so irresistible where, I just tell them and they just buy, right? I was able to do that with my coaching offer. I was able to do that with my friends' digital marketing offers and stuff like that. I've been able to do that for a few people now, and this was the major book. It's my most frequented gifted book this year, by the way. And then getting everything out of everything you got. It teaches you about like positioning, again, offer creation, how to kind of packaging. That's what Jay Abraham's known for. He's known for being a really solid marketing guy, not through his Facebook ads or execution, but the strategy behind it. So those are things that I really, really recommend that I brought on my trip during my retreat. So I review those every single year. Thanks, Kevin. Much appreciated. I will put them on my list. No problem. Let's see. let's see. You in Vegas still? Yeah, Patrick, I'm still in Vegas. I actually like Vegas a lot. It's really like, one, it's very business tax friendly. Two, I get all the California amenities. Three, like really great jujitsu out here too. Like jujitsu has been a major part of my life more recently too. I've been going to 10 Planet Las Vegas, and I've been training against like UFC fighters who've been kicking my ass, by the way. My top game is getting much better. I'm just going a lot more consistently. It's really, really great. And so I like Vegas because I don't have to plan my life around traffic. Like I plan it based off what I want to do and what lights up my heart and what I really am happy with. So yes, I am in Vegas. Long story short, bro. He escaped California for a reason. That is true. Like seeing all the crap that's happening in California, man, it is just ridiculous, man. I'm so glad I miss my friends a lot. Like I'm actually planning to go like next week or something like that. One, to do jujitsu, but two, like to also catch up with my friends. I miss them immensely, right? And that's the one thing that I don't have in Vegas, that I'd be so much happier like if I had all my friends here in Vegas too. But I just gotta meet new ones and just keep on networking. And I've been running into kind of people who want to meet up and stuff like that, but then they're reluctant and stuff. So I get it. It's during COVID time and stuff like that, but I just gotta keep on trucking, making more friends, man. That's it. Armored Ghost is so freaking funny. Kevin doesn't need to. He is the art of war. Or am I the war of art, bro? No, it's kind of funny. Like, I really like, one thing I've been really diving deep into is Asian philosophy too. Things like Japanese philosophy, Chinese philosophy, the ancients, the classics and all that. I've been also diving into, oh my God, I brought this book. It's called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Let me pull that up. Marcus Aurelius. It's one of the hardest, like I used to read Latin text back in high school, dude. I was so bad at it, by the way. I was not good at Latin. I remember trying to read all this like Roman stuff, and it was just like really, really tough. And I think this one, which one do I have? James Harris. I'm just trying to look for the one that I have. Because there's a few things, but Marcus Aurelius was a emperor and whatnot, and whenever you hear Stoic philosophy, chances are like Marcus Aurelius was a huge proponent of that, because he was living back in the day with that too. I can't find it. What the fuck? That's so weird. I can't find it. There's so many different copies of Meditations. It's such a old school thing. I don't want to recommend something that isn't like the ones that I don't have. So I would need more time on that. But that book is really, really tough to, like, super, super tough to read. Oh my God, immensely. Oh man, I'm out of coffee. Oh yeah. So Armored Ghost, I just want to say too, one of the things that I was thinking about picking up that I'm holding off on because it's kind of like, do you really need this? Are you really going to use it? It's one of these type of purchases. One of the purchases I was going to buy is like nitro cold brew keg thing. So when you load it up with the nitrogen canisters, you pour your cold brew in it, and it like, you pull it down and it gets that creamy foam cold brew type of thing. One of my favorite things, honestly, is a nitro cold brew. Like, I love nitro cold brews. They're amazing. They are lit. They are my favorite. I don't know. There's nothing that primes me up more for work or working out than a nice cold brew too. Which reminds me, even though I didn't buy the cold brew keg, I ended up buying these Colgate like whitening pens and stuff too. So I need to get my smile like more white this year too. So I'm noticing the coffee stains on my teeth all the time too. So yeah. Yeah, so I was looking into that. I was also looking into like watches. One of my good friends, he actually bought a Speedmaster, like Omega Speedmaster, the moon watch, the moon face watch. And I was like, man, this is really, really beautiful. And I think like for me, maybe I'm not a really big watch person. I hate wearing stuff on my wrist, honestly. But I think it'd be really, really cool to get a milestone type of watch too in the future. So maybe when, I don't know, the watch is like about 12 G's. So it's quite a bit of money, but and I don't think it's the wisest thing for me to invest on, but it's more of a mindset thing. And that's where, like, honestly, like, I think the most important thing I've been investing on this year, right? So I did invest into some cryptocurrency and all that this year too, but the most important thing I've been investing into is like my mindset, my mind, like my mental health. That's something I've neglected for the last, like, I don't know. I'm 33. I never once in my life focused on mental health. And I know it sounds really, really crazy, but having a better relationship with myself got me out of like this survival thinking of like, oh God, the world's ending, I'm gonna fucking die and shit, right? I was able to kind of be like, no, Kevin, you're smart enough, like building a better relationship. Just like how you talk to like a really great friend. It's like I would have these conversations with myself and be like, hey, let's go out for pho. Let's just relax. Let's meditate. Let's pour back into myself a little bit to kind of pump the brakes, and then all of a sudden like these ideas will just pop up in my head that end up super, super profitable or like make me a lot happier. And when I'm happier, I get better ideas, and it feeds itself more and more and more. It's really, really interesting, man, the mental health, and especially with entrepreneurs, right? A lot, or business owners in general. It's like there's a few business owners I know who are in the rat race. They hate their life because they're making more money. We always think it's kind of funny, like in society we attribute like making more money for being more happier, right? And I think it's like when you come from like a broke background or like not ballin' type of lifestyle, we always think that more money would just make us happier. But in reality, we never ask ourselves, what is the benefit of having that money? What are we actually using with that money? How would that money improve our lives? And there comes and sure, if you're having trouble putting food on the table, yeah, money means a lot, right? But there comes a certain point where it doesn't mean as much anymore, right? And I think that was a major shift this year, because I was like, when I wrote out my goals last year, I was like, I want to have a 2 comma club type of business, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, that was just like feeding my ego, honestly. And I was like, do I really want that? Do I really want I don't want to say headache, but do I really want all the responsibility of doing that? Where like, okay, why don't we take a step back for a second, right? I want to help people, right? I like more intimate type of things. Do I really need to be, what's a million? What's a million? Like, it's not, so let's say 70 with taxes, right? Let's allocate 30% out of that, because I live in a no tax state. Let's say 40%, 600,000, right? 600,000. Do I really need 600,000 to like live like the lifestyle that I really want to? Not really, dog. Like, I could buy like multiple Teslas and all that with that money, but it doesn't really change my life. I'm a very simple person. I like cameras, I like gear, right? That's like on a max month, if I go super ballin', $10,000 maybe I'll spend. Like I haven't hit 10,000 in a long time. I think the most I've spent in like a month is probably like 8 G's maybe, right? So when you start writing down all these things, like I just realized that it doesn't take a lot to make me happy. I love doing jiu-jitsu. I love like getting massages. That's the one thing I love doing. And I just feel like a lot of times we set these arbitrary goals of like climbing corporate ladder and doing all these things, but we never ask ourselves, like, is this going to make me happy? And what's the end goal of this? What are we trying to accomplish by doing this? It really changed my mindset when I started asking better questions to myself. And that's part of having a better relationship with yourself, because you always think that you're never enough, like if you don't focus on the mindset or mental health. But when you start thinking like, hey, you know what? How do I optimize for my happiness and optimize for all these other things? That's when the better ideas started coming out, and I started making more money than ever. Kevin Yee. How much are the high tickets to see Kevin Yee live? You know what? I've always wanted to kind of, so one of my good friends, he actually did a mastermind pretty recently. He did a 3-day retreat at a beach house in San Diego. I would love to do something like that. I wouldn't charge like a crazy fucking amount, but it's kind of cool being able to create content, share our knowledge, do an in-person mastermind. I've always kind of wanted to do that. In-person events, a lot of time, believe it or not, it's not that profitable. There are a lot of coordination and it's not that profitable, but the relationships that you build and foster, that's where the real money is made over the long term, not nickel and diming like every single person at that event. So I don't know, maybe I'll do this one time. I don't know, 5,000. It would be balling though. Like I would make sure it's an escape. It's worth it for people to come out, right? Imagine if I did an in-person event and I was like, yo guys, like I'm gonna charge $5,000 this event, right? And we're gonna stay at the Holiday Inn. We're gonna go to Golden Corral for dinner. How ripped off would you feel? Like, and that's it. We're gonna just chop it up over the next 3 days, right? That doesn't sound like the best event in the world, right? I want to make sure, like after going to a few masterminds, in-person masterminds and meet and greets and all that sort of stuff, like I kind of know what makes a good event and what makes a shitty event. And maybe I'll do one in the future. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a pre-release or a test run with a small group of people. It won't be like a 200 person type of event. It'll be like max 10 people, right? Ideally 5-6 people. Because anything more than that, honestly, it just gets like, you can't really build a really great relationships. There's just so many fucking people, right? And I would probably highly vet all these people too. So there's that. Apple user. Hi Kevin, happy holidays. I'm a pharmacy student. Honestly, I'm regretting this. I have full respect for this profession, but I don't see myself doing this. I feel stuck. Do you have any advice? Apple user. First things first, right? I don't think there's anything that I can say to help you find out your direction, your next steps. But I do want to say something like this to you, Apple user, is that what you're feeling is totally normal, right? And it's actually how I felt when I was back in pharmacy school too, right? During my I don't think I've really talked about this too much, but during my last year, I actually reached out to one of my professors and I was like, dude, I'm having a quarter life crisis. I invested so much money into this career that I don't see myself doing and I freaking hate. I don't even want to go to work anymore. And I told my CVS boss at the time, I was like, I'm just so burnt out. I don't know if I really want to kind of continue this career in pharmacy, right? And so it's very normal, but Apple user, I don't know you as a person or anything like that, but I really do believe that you don't have to figure out the answer now, right? Like you don't have to have everything figured out in pharmacy school. All it takes is making a decision like, okay, you know what? This isn't the forever thing. This is just a stepping stone. I already committed to this for a little bit. Maybe pay off my school loans, maybe whatever. It doesn't matter the how. But just trust that you'll make it better. You'll find a way out of pharmacy. I know it's so hard. It's very, very, very hard when you're in the moment, right? I never thought that I would be in this space of digital marketing or anything like that. But all I knew was I wanted to do something that I really enjoyed and that I really loved. And it just one step after another. I learned a bit of copywriting. I learned a bit about digital marketing. I learned sales. I learned all these different things. I kept on reading. I kept on meeting more people in the space. And eventually, all these things stacked up where it was a no-brainer just to kind of leave it all together. Now, did I do it in the most smartest way? Probably not. I'll be real. I think I took a leap of faith and got pretty lucky. But it's you're not, there's no one moment where you're just gonna, I figured it out. I'm gonna get a job in I'm gonna switch over to PA and stuff. These are major decisions in our life. And if we can chunk them down into smaller decisions, hey, you know what? I just want to meet for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I want to meet people who are really happy in their careers And I want to create just a list of things that I could potentially see myself in. I don't know if they're for me, but let's just reach out to people via LinkedIn or something. Most people are happy to help out a student. Maybe I'll reach out to a few YouTube influencer people like as well, and just reach out for their advice and see if they're willing to guide me a little bit and see what the profession is like. Maybe I'll do that. And then over time, by chunking it down, like you're able to come up with better solutions. So my main point, Apple user, is just to let you know, is like, you don't have to have it all figured out. You're probably, if you're in pharmacy school, you're probably smart enough to kind of take one step at a time. Just don't get overwhelmed. Remember, even if you do end up in pharmacy, it's not for everything. We all always have the decision to step away from that too. I hope that helps. Let me know your thoughts, Apple user. The example of Keanu Reeves, who lives simple life and helping others. Yeah, I actually don't know that much about Keanu Reeves. I know that he I just remember him from John Wick, and he's like doing the shooting practice. But yeah, like I've been following a lot more people like Alex Hormozy. He has really, really great advice, and he talks about like being able to serve people, being able to decrease your burn rate. Like when I look at some of these like gurus out there who like floss their lifestyle, like for example like Dan Locke, or like Dan Pena and stuff, like these people that I used to kind of, I don't want to say look up to, but I was like, man, maybe I can learn something from these people, right? And if you guys love Dan Locke and all that, that's you guys can follow whoever you want. But for me, I realized over the last few years is like, that's not what real success is to me, right? Like being able to lead a small group of people, impactful few, and take people like in my footsteps and stuff, like I'm happy with that. If I can create content that makes people's day a little bit better and feel like they're not alone, I'm happy with that. I don't need like fucking jets and the Grant Cardone life and 10X and all this other ClickFunnels bullshit. Like I don't need that life. I'm like happy the way that I'm living my life right now. And then and I think sometimes too, we think about like happiness and it being the end destination. Like, God, once you're happy, you're fucked because you're settling. No, because natural, like, you know what also makes me happy too? It's like consistent growth, growing, the long-term growth. That's what makes me really, really happy in life. Like real talk, like I feel super, super happy just being able to invest into things that don't have an end to them. Like jujitsu is a great example. There's always going to be someone who can beat you with another strategy, but there's also, with that being said, there's always something new that you can learn to improve your game. And then I love teaching people what I learned too, right? YouTube is a great example. Chasing the perfect video, right? Or the perfect, there's no end. You're always learning more marketing. You're always learning more about how to like it requires a bit of, yes, fundamentals, but also requires a lot of creativity and understanding your target market more. Digital marketing, same thing, right? It just never ends. Sales. I keep on learning new things all the time. Like the other day I ran into like Chris Voss's like YouTube videos. I was like, damn, a lot of this stuff really, like, it's been a while since I visited Chris Voss and looked at his stuff, but I was like, I forgot. I really like Chris Voss's cadence and all that, and the way that he's just simple, straight to the point, not all this fluff, not all this bullshit. It's like things like that. I'm always learning, and I've noticed the things that I'm not so happy with my life. Like, for example, I'll give you a great example of this too. Yo, dog. Pharmacy. I felt like I wasn't growing. Like, sure, I was generating consistent numbers, but there's only so many times like you can submit a PA, and these aren't complicated things, right? Like doing PAs, or even the art of, like, I'm not saying treating patients doesn't get old and stuff, but it's just like I just felt like I wasn't growing, and it just was very stagnant in my life, and I just can't do that. It's just not the way I was wired, and I'm okay with that. You know, like, and if you're okay with like checking in every single day, doing a 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with that either. I think I've gotten really okay with accepting about who I am and what I do and what I'm good at and what I'm not good at and what I like and what I don't like, and not judging myself for that shit. You know? And that's what I mean. Like when Armor Ghost was talking about like Asian parenting and all that, or someone asked me, Armor Ghost asked me about Asian parenting and what I wish like Asian parents did more and all that, is like, again, being empathetic, accepting our strengths about who we are, what we want to do, what we're really good at, our ikigai, without any judgment on ourselves. That's what I wish, right? Damn, fucking Gary Vee moment, bro. Dog. Dog, like I just went on like a 10-minute rant with that shit. It's funny. I forgot like all the stuff I talk about on this channel too. Looks like we're getting more people too. But I forget like sometimes these questions are very thought-provoking for me, and just like really makes me look at my values and stuff. Damn, we got 9 people here, man, and more people liking it. By the way, quick break. I just want to say Merry Christmas to all y'all. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. And all that, but I don't know, smash the like button. I don't know, I might hide this, like, real talk, I might hide this video after, so I don't know. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in. I'll keep on answering them as we're here. I don't got any plans other than edit videos later today, so there's that. How do you figure out now while you're in pharmacy school you don't want to do it? Good question, actually. Great question. It's a constant burnout. I always feel drained and bitter in pharmacy school. I can't retain the mass information. Yeah, that's a good point to Apple user, but here's the thing too that sometimes we forget. It's like sometimes what we learn in school isn't the actual like application of real life, right? What we're presented in school isn't what is the day in the life of a real pharmacist, whatever setting that you want. But that's part of pharmacy school. They burn you out for they put you through a lot of hell, right? They put you through a lot of hell. You're supposed to retain all this information. And you know what the funny thing is, when you go on your rotations and you're just like, oh fuck, I literally forgot everything. It's so funny. I always remember that about pharmacy school. It's like I would go on my rotations and I'd be like, I didn't learn crap. Everything that I learned on textbook, it's not like, it's different in real life, right? We learn that things aren't always black and white. There's shades of gray. And that's where you learn the critical thinking, is where you actually learn like the clinical skills of a pharmacist and all that. So yeah. Apple user says, thank you, Kevin. That was helpful. Well, I'm glad that was helpful. Yeah, super glad. Hey, Apple user. There's one thing I want to just stress. It's like, don't feel too stressed. We all go through it. That's a major takeaway. If there's one thing that you get from that conversation, Apple user, is like, don't feel so stressed. There's a reason why people go through a quarter life crisis, a midlife crisis, and probably like toward the end of their life on their deathbed too, right? We're always like searching for answers. We're always wondering if what I'm doing is right. But that's actually one of the reasons why I dove into kind of spirituality, is like coming to acceptance that where we are right now is exactly where we need to be, right? I don't know. It's like I've always been agnostic my whole life, and I never really believed in religion or spirituality, but I was always open to it, right? And so when I was going through a really rough point just a few months ago, I actually wrote a letter to the source, higher being, God, whatever you want to call it. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. Real talk. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. But I just want to, like, if there is a God out there, if there is something more out there, I just hope to have a better relationship with you, and just asking and be led, and just hoping that my talents, my strengths don't go wasted, right? Like, I want to serve, I want to help people to the max. ever since then, life has gotten a little bit easier. I don't know if it's just because I don't feel like I'm in survival anymore. Could be a lot of different things, but I'm just a lot more open toward the gifts that life gives me every single day, man. Like, I've never in my life felt more grateful for everything, right? Like, it's so crazy. Yeah, is it to say bad things don't happen? Absolutely not. Like, dude, sometimes we just get so caught up about all the things that are going wrong, and we forget about like what's going right and all the things that are going right, you know. I forgot, like, for example, last week, literally all my Dropbox files had to resync. It took freaking 3 weeks for all that to resync. It was ridiculous, and it was driving my editor, me, crazy. It was driving everything. It was one of the most frustrating things in the world. But you know what? Like, I try not to focus on that, because that's like, you know, it's those moments. Shit happens to everyone, right? But then, like, the moments where, like, my coach Eugene, he actually was like, hey, Kevin, I'm going to be in Vegas for like 2 days, but we have the hotel room for the rest of the week. You want to stay there, man? I was like, oh shit, that'd be amazing. And then I was like, oh shit, I can do my end of year retreat here, dog. Like, I was so happy. And I was just like, man, how grateful am I for all those sequence of events to happen where, you know, me and Eugene, we met at, believe it or not, we applied for the same job like back in 2014, and he actually kicked my ass with that job. He got the job, that supervisor role, and I didn't. I was like, damn you, fucker. But we didn't know each other back then. And then right when I decided to quit pharmacy, he quit pharmacy too. We met at this like career day, and like it turns out that he did he just quit pharmacy. I quit pharmacy. I was like, no way. So we're sitting around these kids who are interested in healthcare and all that, and they're like, yeah, we both quit. Do you want to go to entrepreneur table? He's like, yeah. I'm like, holy crap. We don't talk for like, we really chop it up. We're really good friends. We go out to dinner a few times, but then like after that too, we stopped. I don't know, like we stopped talking for like about 2 years, and then the whole stuff with my mom happens. And then like he reaches out to me, hey, just saw your Facebook post, man. Just want to reach out. Gives me like a bunch of free sessions and stuff with coaching and whatnot. And I was like, damn. And that's how our relationship started. But think about it. It all stemmed from that career freaking day back in the day. That's really ridiculous. And so when I think about like, there's this book called Thanks 1,000 or something like that, where this guy like pretty much tries to go down the line, like he has a cup of coffee every single day, right? And so he tries to source everything, like he tries to thank everyone down the line where they got everyone who was responsible for getting that coffee on his table. He started thanking. So he started thanking the coffee bean growers, the barista, and just started going back and back and back. And it was really, really crazy. When I started thinking like that, when I started thinking about, man, some of these great things that are happening to me, what had to happen for me to actually experience this? And then ever since I started thinking that way, I've just been less of a dick and less bitter. But not to say I don't get bitter these days. I get pretty angry, dude, sometimes. But when I started thinking this way, it made me more appreciative of everything in life, you know, and all the opportunities I've been given. I mean, fuck, I'm in Vegas, like, spending time with my uncle. I'm also like doing digital marketing stuff, something I always want to do. I have coaching students that have this YouTube channel. I have viewers. I have like 8 of you guys on here, guys and girls, right? How blessed am I? Fucking blessed as fuck, you know? So yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm running on a tangent. Sorry. Hey Kevin, up and by, man. Hot cows are up in price 8% over year after year. Dude, maybe I should be investing in hot cows and stuff. I thought inflation was only 2% only. That's what Jen Censored and no, America Uncovered and China Uncensored. Like, they're owned by the same people. It's really hilarious, but it's honestly it's the only news station, like it's like kind of like those comedy news people too, but they're the most neutral, right? And I really enjoy their content, and I'm always laughing at their memes and stuff too. Speaking about hagaos, recently, man, I had some. Oh man, I went to this place. It's the most racist like freaking name ever. It's like Ping Pang Pong or some shit like that in Vegas. Some of you guys might know it, but it's actually like actually the Chinese food is actually pretty decent. It's not like it's not the best I've ever had. It's not the worst I've ever had. It's not bad though, right? It's like not bad. And my cousins were just raving about the hagaos over there. Like if you don't know what a hagao is, it's basically a shrimp dumpling, pretty much, right? That you find at dim sum and stuff. So yeah, not my like. I like eating. I used to love eating that stuff, like the like shrimp dumplings, the hachang, like the shrimp roll, the rice rolls and stuff. But man, I can't lie to you guys. Whenever I eat that stuff, whenever I eat those carbs, I crash like a motherfucker, dude. I just pass the fuck out every single time, dog. It's just really, really tough. So yeah. All right. Let's see. I think we should probably wrap up soon. So if you guys have any like other questions, please drop them in. I'll stay until like all the questions are over. It'll be my Christmas gift to y'all. But I feel like I should probably get out of the house and eat something. Oh man, everybody is wishing me happy birthday. This is pretty sick. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not happy birthday, Merry Christmas type of thing. So I'm not the type to really be like, yo, Merry Christmas, everyone. Like, I'm pretty quiet, honestly. Like, I just do my own thing, but there's so many people who just think about me and they're just like, yo, Merry Christmas, Kevin. And I'm like, damn, I'm truly blessed. Oh my God, I can't fucking speak. I'm truly blessed with all those opportunities. So yeah, I got a question for you guys. So for those that are still here, do you think I should continue? Would you like to kind of see a Sunday stream type of thing again? I'm not thinking about doing it on YouTube per se. Maybe I'll open up like maybe a Patreon, do that, or maybe do a book club where I take a small select few and do that. It's not going to be high ticket. It's not going to be like $5,000 or even $1,000. Definitely not. But I think it'd be kind of cool just to create more of a community here, and just integrate more stuff that I do every day in my life. I think it'd be kind of cool to just do like a live stream like within our community and stuff like that. I've been thinking about that for a while. It's been marinating in my head. I'm just thinking about, oh God, Kevin, how much time do you want to dedicate to something like this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm honestly like, oh, do I really want to throw more stuff on? But you know, if it's gonna add value to people's lives, I would love to do it. Maybe I'll send out an email and see how many people are actually interested, right? Into something like that. If there's no interest, there's my answer. If there's tons of interest, perfect, right? So yeah. Any last comments, guys? Or if not, I just want to say happy holidays. Really, the best thing this year that happened to me, that I did, was really take the time to reflect, take care of my mental health, and just think about how I want next year to be. What are some of the things that went well? What are some of the things that didn't go well? What are some of the things that I'm, I guess, believing that are holding me back, that no longer serve me, and all that. So, yeah. Hagao says the best dim sum places are run down with more Chinese in the air than English. That is so true. Yo, dude, I've never been to a good like white people dim sum place. Like those are all really, really trash. Like in my opinion, right? My best memories like back in the day was with my in Cantonese it's called mama, like, but since I'm Toy-san, like I had a yin, and so like dog, like those were some of my best memories with my yin, like my dad's side grandma and my pawpaw, like going dim sum every single weekend. And I was a freaking fat ass kid, but I would order like 5 dishes of hachang and all that sort of shit. I'm like, damn, no wonder I was so freaking fat, dog. But yeah, they're the most rundown places. Those are the best. Party at Ping Pang Pong's tonight, dude. Like legit, why would you name? Okay, dog. Why would you name? Oh, sorry. Why would you name a restaurant like that? That's like, I don't know. It's just like, honestly, does it take away from the authenticity factor? Hell yeah, in my opinion. It has to be like Golden Dragon or like like something like something mysterious like China Pearl or something like that. Those oh yeah. China Pearl is like one of the Boston places. But like it's just so funny, dog. Like I don't know how Chinese people come up with their restaurant names. It's always like something dragon, phoenix, blah blah blah. Like always like that. Always like that. I'm just like, oh man. And every single Chinese restaurant I go to, they always have the same decor every single time. The red with the golden dragon, the phoenix for the wedding area and stuff like that. And like, it's always the same decor. And it's like that grimy ass like carpet on at every single Chinese restaurant, dog. Like every single one has that like, I want to say red carpet or something, but it's like not like bright red. It's like that faded carpet from the 70s. You know, they haven't changed the carpet. It probably like has all these oil stains and all that sort of stuff, but it's like, yeah, that's like that's my memory. Like, and it's always like, they always got the big tables with the freaking Lazy Susan thing. Right. And it's just really, really, that's what I imagine. That's what I imagine like Chinese restaurants to be. Okay, cool. I'm running out of steam. I should go eat. I'm starving right now. Maybe I'll eat some sushi or something like that. But just want to say, all y'all, I appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know what Muslim people celebrate during this time. But yeah, whatever holiday you're celebrating, hope you enjoy it. It's time for reflection, taking a step back, enjoying it with your family and stuff. Something I don't have in like really Vegas, to be honest with you, but it's all good. And I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.